concessions.
Whoa, that was cool.
How's it going, everyone? Happy Monday. So I kind of got to kick it up this week. I had a pretty chill weekend, and as you guys know, last week was pretty chill, but our exam is next week, so this week needs to be a lot more productive. Today I have the entire day off. I have a live lecture from 10 to 12, which I'm going to attend, and then besides that, pretty much just the whole day to just do whatever I need to do. So the plan is to basically finish the live lecture, finish a little bit of a lecture I was working on, and then pretty much just like do a bunch of readings and practice questions. And I think that'll help me wrap up embryology and some of the basics of like cartilage, bone, and all that kind of stuff. And then by the end of the week, the goal is to start working through some of the harder question banks like Kaplan and Amboss. Abs is here too, so the plan is just to spend our entire day just being productive, studying, and then we'll probably take a break for lunch, maybe a movie at some point. But anyways, I'm gonna go finish a lecture I was working on, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
Mean of the population for age. And some of these can be skewed if they're not based on that. Chondroplasia, diastrophic dysplasia, osteogenesis imperfecta, and a type 2 collagen, which affects.
I showed Alyssa my essay, and she said that it was good so far. And she already turned hers in. I only have the first paragraph.
Surrounding these joints. And a strain refers to an injury.
So I totally spaced and forgot about my Anki cards for the day, but luckily there's only like 780, which is not bad, especially compared to like the 1900 I had the other week.
Thank you.
Ready for food?
Yes. Still in pajamas.
Time for some Harry Potter. Alright, starting to get a little bit late. Abs and I had a pretty productive day. She was working on an essay and studying for anatomy practical, and I had a few hours of lectures I was listening to, and some practice questions and readings I wanted to do. We were both super tired all day. We're so sore from our tumbling session yesterday. We're just a little bit under conditioned, and so we both definitely got to start doing that a little bit more. We also took a break for dinner and watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and then I spent the rest of the night doing some more practice questions. Tomorrow I'm going to try to wake up for the lecture from 8 to 12, and then I've got PBL at 1. Overall, it was a pretty good day, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It's time to tune in for my live lecture.
So in kids, as you'll discover, there are some tricks to reconstruct the limb or amputation. And then depending on how much tumor is active or still present in the surgical resection,
All right, I'm heading to campus for PPL. I had like 4 hours of lecture this morning. It was super dense. I definitely got lost a few times. Just a lot of like, you know, tumors, cancers, all these things that are kind of derived from the bone and muscle tissue and connective tissue. And there's just so many of them. So definitely gonna have to go back through them. I had some of them in like the Boards and Beyond videos, but I'll get another pass on pathoma. So hopefully that helps. And I think I'll just have to do a bunch of practice questions to help differentiate between them. But for now, I'm gonna head to PBL. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
Like, I finally feel good about, like, bone path and stuff like that. Like, not testable.
All right, I just got out of PBL. It was a really interesting case. It was on this male patient who ended up having myotonic dystrophy, and there was a lot going on with the case. It was pretty involved, and I was actually the leader. And my job as the leader is pretty much to facilitate the discussion, our progression through the case. And on Thursday, I have to do a presentation of the case, kind of as if you were doing it to an attending. You give the patient's history, all the things that we found out, all the things that we know, and kind of just everything that we learned from today's case. And that's just good practice because as medical students and eventually doctors, we're just gonna have to do that all the time. But for now, I'm gonna go home, eat something, and I think my goal for the rest of the night is just to do practice questions and review a couple concepts. Just got done going through a bunch of practice questions. Time to take a little break with some Overwatch. Hey, we got tanks into plat. Okay, between 4 hours of lecture this morning, 3 hours of PBL, and a few hours of practice questions, it's been a pretty long day, so I'm gonna call it a night and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Alexa, turn off lights. I definitely just woke up just in time for class. Okay, class finished about an hour early, which is awesome. I didn't really miss too much at the beginning, which is great. And so my next class starts at 10, so I'm just gonna do some Anki cards until then. And time for my next class.
He's like, it's so red.
That's a lot of sriracha. Okay, I just got done with my community service class and it was really cool because we actually got assigned our groups and our communities that we're going to be involved in for the next 18 months. So I got assigned like a particular zip code and area of Las Vegas, and I have to basically integrate myself in. I learn a lot about it, and then I have to make like changes in that community, which is really, really cool because my school is very community centered. And so I'll be working with my team over the next few months, like actually 18 months for the next year and a half, to decide how we're gonna make changes, what we're gonna implement, things we're gonna do. And we're gonna have our first meeting together after our next exam. But for now, I was just making some lunch. I'm gonna hop in the shower and then spend the rest of the day just doing some studying and practice questions. I also have to work on my presentation for PBL and my patient presentation on our case from yesterday. Looks yummy. Just finished my presentation on the different types of muscle, and I made them a Kahoot to test them afterwards. Abs is gonna test out the Kahoot right now.
Which is messed up because he's in it too, and he already knows the answers. It says Abby.
Nope, absolutely smoked. We're just gonna ignore the fact that I missed 2 out of my own questions.
Yeah, and he made them, so.
Just finished my summary of our PBL case from yesterday. Now my big goal for today is to finish all the osmosis practice questions. I have about 30 medium difficulty left. I don't know how many hard difficulty I have left, but I should be able to get them all done today. And time for some dinner. Abs and I like to do this thing where we watch other people eat while we're eating, and one of our favorites is Matt Stoney.
That's a problem.
Time to play some Overwatch. Now it's time to get in bed and spend some time with Bae.
Me.
Yeah.
What did you show?
I can love both of you the same. Good morning, everyone. So I just got done with my FCP class, or my Foundations of Clinical Practice class, and it was really, really cool. We had a standardized patient today, and it was on a patient who had ankle pain, and we actually got to do an ankle exam over Zoom, which in times like these is kind of what you got to do, and so it was really cool to do. And I actually got to perform the ankle exam, so that was really fun, and I was definitely like obviously nervous because I've never done it. But I think it went well. There's definitely a couple parts I forgot, but luckily we have like a colleague or like another student that you kind of like bounce back and forth with, so that, you know, if one of you guys misses something on the history taking or the exam, then the other one can kind of like chime in and also ask. So it's a really good system. But anyway, I have about 3 hours until PBL, so I'm probably going to work on my note for that patient, which is due Sunday. So maybe I might put it off till later. We'll see. I need to do Anki, and I want to like make sure that my PBL presentation is all good. So a little bit to do this morning, and obviously eat and, you know, take care of the belly. But I should have enough time for everything. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit.
I like cooking, I just am not the best at it.
No, it looks really good. All right, I'm headed to campus now. I'm excited to finish up our PBL case and give my presentation. Should be pretty chill. I'm also realizing I have a lot to do tonight, which I will tell you guys about later, but for now I gotta head to campus. You know, I kind of just assumed that since this is MSK, it would not be a pneumothorax.
Yeah, I'm not going to take too much stock with this question. I'm just going to write, lungs go high.
Why did I read 3,850 pounds? Holy, oh my goodness. There's a bigger problem at hand.
Your gonorrhea infection.
Oh yeah, that's sexually transmitted.
Why
It's allowed to
Look at all those PMNs. PMNs.
Does it say septic arthritis? Where are we at?
Yeah, it actually is around 24 steps.
Creatine kinase is high too. So yeah, said rhabdo. So
No, not rhabdo.
we just did this. So
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't we just
Isn't
have-
this identical to what we just did?
It looks the same.
It was the same presentation.
Same presentation.
Oh, shoot.
Quality content.
Quality. Okay, I'm just leaving campus. My study group and I stayed after to work on practice questions. We were using Amboss, and we actually managed to get through half of the MSK questions, which is a lot more than I thought we would be able to get through. And so that was really nice, and the plan is to finish them on Saturday afternoon, and that just seems very doable. It took us maybe like 4.5 hours, I think, to get through half of them. So that was good. So now I need to go home. I have to do a module for this EMG lab I have to do in the morning at 8 a.m. And there's a module that I have to have completed prior, and I think it's gonna take at least like 1 to 2 hours, I'm not sure, but I have to go home and do that because I've just honestly been putting it off all week. So that's the plan for tonight. Okay, since I've gotten home, I finished my EMG lab. It didn't take that long, but I was kind of doing it very lazily. Abs was studying for her anatomy, exam or practical?
Both.
Both.
They're a day apart.
Right, which she has both next week. But now we're gonna go to bed. I've got class in the morning. She has to study in the morning. So tomorrow is gonna hopefully be a very productive day, and we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. So I think I have a lab right now, but I'm kind of confused on what we're doing for it. So I'm gonna go check Canvas and see if there's like a WebEx link. Just finished my lab and I'm jumping straight into lecture.
Varied quite significantly from intrauterine to neonatal death to having a normal lifespan with very slow.
All right, so I just got done with lecture. It was a good review on some muscular dystrophies that I've kind of already reviewed, but it's good to have another pass, especially from the professor who's like choosing the questions that are gonna go on this exam, the NBME style questions. And so the goal for the rest of the day is just to be productive from like 1 to 5 or 6. And then Abs and I will probably just relax for the rest of the night with the movie. I wanna go through practice questions and probably start pathoma and sketchy for like gout drugs and stuff. And then Abs is studying for her anatomy exam and practical. So it should be a pretty productive day. All right, just got done with an afternoon of studying. I was actually going through Sketchy. I didn't realize that they had videos for all these pathologies I have to learn. And I also went through a bunch of practice questions, which were really, really helpful. And Abs was studying for her anatomy exam. We also filmed a study with me, which will be up probably sometime after this vlog, maybe next week, I don't know. It's
It was so hard to stay focused. I was like, don't look at your phone.
don't look at the camera. But yeah, it should be up sometime next week after this vlog goes up. But now we're gonna go get some food and watch the 5th Harry Potter movie.
Yay.
Harry Potter, woo!
Yay. I'm so hungry.
So we just got done watching Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Super good movie. I think it's my favorite one so far.
Yes, he was raving about it. He was like, the first real wizard fight.
Yeah, I was like, it took 5 movies, but we finally got Dumbledore fighting someone. Yeah, I loved it. It was super good. But I think we're going to call it a vlog here just because it's Friday night. I want to start editing this. Abs and I just have like a long weekend of studying ahead of us. I'm going to be on campus, all afternoon tomorrow, and Abs is going to be studying for her anatomy exam and practical.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it a vlog here, but thank you guys so much for joining me this week. It's been a pretty good week, and it's going to kind of be crunch time next week since I have my exam. So the next time you guys see me, I will be done with my exam. So that will be exciting. Hopefully there will be good news. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Yes!
Little man.
Woo! Raheem, I didn't get that. Wow! You just said you weren't gonna do it.
Where is he?